Hello and welcome to Bitten by Books, Thursday, April 23rd. My name is Aviva Bel'Harold. I am the guest author and I am really excited to be here. So, in order to get this ball rolling, I'm going to start off with 11 quick fire questions that I'm supposed to answer in fast succession. Yeah, sorry, not even going to be able to say that word. Succession. There we go. Here we go. Favorite food would have to be chocolate, followed by dessert, followed by more chocolate. Favorite color would be green, purple, green, purple, green, purple. My favorite TV show or movie of all times is hands down Parenthood. Love the family dynamics, love the kids, love the crazy antics that everybody gets into. I could watch it once a month and would never get tired of it. Favorite drink? Can never go wrong with smoothies. Any kind of smoothies, mostly, unless you could put like liver in there or somewhere. The current book, favorite current book, there's so many to choose from. I have to admit, that I do like the Twilight series. I also liked the host, but I'm also partial to the Left Behind series. I like Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders. My gosh, Divergent, couldn't put that one down. Hunger Games, yeah, there's a lot. I even liked Artemis Fowl, so I could just keep going. So current book, all of them. My favorite season is spring. It is just such a magical time of year. It's the new beginnings. It's the birds have come back and start singing, and geese and ducks are flocking, and eggs are being laid, and animals are being born, and grass is getting green. I love spring, and it doesn't hurt that Aviva translates out to spring in Hebrew, which is where it comes from, and it also doesn't hurt that I was kind of born in spring. So I think spring's got a lot of things going for it for me. Favorite place to hang out online would have to be Facebook, mostly because, and I'm going to show my age here, I don't really understand the other ones. But as I get to know them and I learn them, I find myself on them more. And Instagram is becoming sort of my secondary favorite, growing up to be my primary one. Favorite animal? Dachshunds. Dogs, but dachshunds. I love dachshunds. We have six, and my favorite time of the day is when I sit on the sofa and they all pile on my lap and heat me up from inside until like I'm sweating. But my second favorite animal is snakes. I spent many years breeding snakes, and I think I kind of miss them, so I think I would go back to having them again. I do not have a favorite band or musician. What tends to happen is I fall in love with a song and then I play it over and over and over and over again ad nausea until my whole family is like, turn it off. Then I just put my earphones in and keep going. And when I lose love with that, I've usually found another song to do the exact same thing with. My favorite mode of travel has to be hands down flying. I love that moment, that just moment of weightlessness as the airplane sort of leaves the tarmac and your stomach jumps, and then being able to look out at the clouds underneath the window and the plane, and it's just such a wonderful feeling. I love it so much. I even love the food on airplanes. Anyways, and then last question, favorite vacation destination? I'm not picking one. I want to go everywhere at least once, and then once I've done that, maybe I'll go back to certain ones that I think are more popular than other ones. But yeah, I want to travel everywhere and see everything. And that is the 11 quick fire questions. So on to the meaty, greedy, goody stuff, and into the real novelty kind of stuff. To admit that I have a little bit of a different journey. I didn't just I didn't go the traditional route. I went the indie route. So my first novel was actually published by me. So there was no word gotten. What ended up happening is there was a decision that was made. So the day that I decided that I was going to take a large lump sum of my money and invest it into my craft and my project and me was sort of a nerve-wracking but exciting kind of day. And just like I said, I like that feeling when the plane lifts off that tarmac and you get that jump in your stomach and you feel weightless for like milliseconds. I had that same feeling all day. It was that my life was taking off in a new direction, and I was also the one flying the plane, so it was a little bit shaky too because I've never done that before. However, after publishing my own 3 books, I was picked up by Edge Publishing, Edge Science Fiction and Fantasy Publishing, and I that was a totally different, that same sort of jump in my stomach, but I'm no longer behind the wheel, and it was so exciting. I don't think I ate well at all for a while because I had that fluttery feeling and that excitement. It's a new adventure, and hopefully this will not be the end of the new adventure. Hopefully, I have many, many, many more new adventures to do. Really simple for me. I am A, outgoing, B, fun, C, energetic, D, loud, 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 loud. You can hear me across the room even when it's crowded and there's a band playing. And the last one is I'm creative. I don't know my alphabet very well, but I am creative. The most interesting and a little bit scary for me was I discovered a website that is devoted to people who practice the art of drinking each other's blood. And it had a lot of very helpful hints about how much the body can handle and how much you can take, and how often you can take blood from another person to drink. Not that it was something that I needed to do, but it was something my character needed to do. So, yeah, that would be the most interesting and slightly scary thing for me to discover that was out there. Honest, making stories comes naturally to me. I have always been creative. I've always sort of lived in this sort of fantasy place in my head. Um, when I was a kid, I used to love doing dishes and vacuuming because it gave me ample amount of time to just sit in my own little fantasy world while I still looked like I was being productive on the outside, so my mom wouldn't yell at me telling me I was doing nothing. I also loved taking showers for that reason, and I actually even when I was swimming, I would get under the water, and the world would go away, and I'd be able to sort of like live in these other worlds that I created. So writing or creating for me was really easy. The writing part did not come easily. I am hopelessly dyslexic, and I never thought I would ever write down my books. That came later, and that's a whole different story about my daughter and how brave she was in facing some issues in her life, and then I told her some of the stories that I like to come up with in my head, and she challenged me to write them down, and I figured if she's being brave and facing all her sort of demons and fears, then what kind of mother would I be if I didn't do the exact same for myself? And that's what got me into writing.